just got done with Portland, Maine, episode 33.
Portland, Maine, not Portland, Oregon. Got stuck there. Like it was fun. Went to a small state with not a lot of people and didn't really know what to expect, but got locked in. I actually looked up at our time. I'm like, oh my God, we're at 46 minutes. We got to start wrapping this up. So I felt like we did almost wrapped it up very quickly on it. We could have went a little bit longer, but really don't like going over 50 minutes or so on the podcast. There's not a lot of podcasts that I like listening to over an hour. So, but Portland, Maine was really exciting. Taylor was awesome. It's kind of funny because we get caught in our own heads and just being caught up in living where we're at and knowing what's going on, but not really knowing what's going on. So come to find out, she did some research, and Portland, Maine makes up for
90%.
90% of lobster distribution has gone through Maine. So one of the fun facts that she picked up, she knows lobster is huge there, but didn't realize that. Small business community.
Yeah.
It's very small business oriented, which is one of the things that we picked up on this episode that we're going to be incorporating in others, is talking more about local small businesses. We have HSS here in Huntington. It's small but kind of big. It's right there on Main and PCH, and it's a pretty big building, but they're local, Huntington Surf and Sport. So we're going to start incorporating local business more.
Yes.
They're very small business driven out there. They've had a couple really successful companies, which has increased their tourism population. So I guess it's pretty nuts out there. That's what she was saying. Down in the summer and stuff, it's hard to go downtown because there's so many people all over, jaywalking and doing all kinds of...
Doing their own thing.
Not using crosswalks and stuff. But that's what happens when you live in a tourist area. We deal with it in Huntington all the time. We have the U.S. Open. We have 4th of July. They actually have to close the streets down. So we have actually the big marathon getting ready to happen in 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. So that's always fun. But healthcare is huge out there.
Yeah, a lot of the new doctors' residents, they go out there to start their residencies in their local hospitals. So that's fun.
And they typically bring them out there in June, which is smart. Get them out there.
Get them stuck.
Get them in there where the weather's nice, all beautiful before it hits 0 degrees. But it's a lot of outdoor activities. Wayfair is actually there.
Wayfair is based out there.
I know everybody knows Wayfair. So they're actually out in Maine. Their housing market's kind of unique. They aren't really open to a lot of expanding and going up. So they got some new communities going in, and they're looking to see how that's going to work. They're not used to that small lot and community thing where they have a grocery store and the master communities. So it's going to be interesting to see how Maine develops, trying to keep it small. But I know even the smallest cities are getting bigger. I mean, one of the things that we see is some of the smallest towns that we from big cities are going to, and it's still small, but the people that are there are thinking they're getting too big and trying to find other places. So one of the other things we're going to carry into the podcast is talking about the 5 biggest transplants where the states that people are coming to that city.
Yes.
But no, Cousins Maine Lobster is there.
Yeah, that's really cool. And she went to school with one of the guys from the company too. So
yeah, one of the cousins she went to high school with. So very small town oriented. It was a pretty fun podcast.
Definitely.
All the links to this, the small businesses will be below the podcast, and the podcast link is in YouTube. So if you want to go down, episode 33, Portland, Maine with Taylor. She has a lot of fun, and I do feel bad because I did kind of cut her off a little bit.
That's okay. She understands.
In a good way, but to keep with the podcast of 40 to 50 minutes, I got lost in learning about it. Seems like a very charming little spot, and we found Taylor in a way that we haven't with others. We found a couple that moved from Northern California to Maine, Mike and Megan Klaus. They are up there. Their Instagram page is cool. I was talking to them, got some referrals from them, and led me to Taylor and talking to her, and then she kind of blew me away. So check it out, episode 33, Leaving California, Portland, Maine with Taylor. Check it out. Pore Team, out.